I suppose this is part 2 of, or maybe even part 3 of learning Amazon S3. One of the things I really needed to do and really wanted to do as part of this video here, which I'll put up in the corner, this direct linking video, is create a download button on a website that immediately prompts someone to download a file. So regardless of what file type it is, it prompts them to download it. It comes up with a save as dialog box, not the file, and also doesn't come up with a third-party site in between. So for example, if you're hosting on Dropbox, it might come up with a Dropbox site, a page in between. How you can do that with Amazon S3? Well, it's great because you can change your HTTP headers, and the fact that you can change those on a file means that it tells the browser to do a different thing with that file. At the moment, if I look at this picture file, a picture is a typical example, a JPEG file, because it's so well supported that any browser will just open a JPEG file. And as the HTTP headers here show, the content type is image JPEG. So this file, if I create a link for this now, and we're in the S3 browser, which is what I'm going to use for any additional tutorials on this, or they're not really tutorials because I'm not claiming to be an expert here, as I mentioned in a previous video. I'm learning as I'm going along here, and I'm just kind of sharing what I'm learning. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it or the right way to do it. I'm saying this is the way I've found to do it, and it works, if you get what I mean. Right, so we've just copied this link in here, so it has my bucket name at the start, S3 AmazonAWS.com, very typical address. And then we've got our directory structure, even though, as I mentioned, they're not strictly directories, but they are as far as browsers and as far as links are concerned. If we go to this image, well, it just pops straight up in the browser window. This is, just if anyone's interested, this is an image taken ages ago. Gosh, this was taken like nearly 10 years ago now. I can't believe it. This is in Berlin, in Germany, and it is quite an amazing monument and an amazing structure. Anyway, back to the subject in hand. This file here, we need to change the content type, the headers on this. We have to edit the headers, and we can do that in the S3. We can actually do it online on the S3 website, but it's much nicer to do through this through the software, through the S3 browser software that we're in here. And if I go to headers, and I can click on this one and edit it and change the content type, and I want it to be an application octet stream. Save that, and I need to add also a new header to this, and I'm going to call it content disposition, and the value is attachment. Add new header, and then we can just apply the changes to that file, and it confirms here that they have been applied to that file. So if I go on to a different one, there we go. Application octet stream and content disposition as attachment. What I will have to do now probably is clear my browser settings, my browser history and cache, because otherwise it will just look at the old file automatically. And again, if I just get this web URL, so the web URL there, copy that to the clipboard, go back into Chrome, and now copy this file. The very first thing it comes up with is a save as box. Even though it's a JPEG file, it now can be saved to the desktop, which is great. That's exactly what I need, and that's, as far as I'm concerned, is the perfect way to get a direct link on the net. This will do me very nicely indeed. Yeah, so just in summary, you need to change the HTTP headers on a file, add content disposition attachment, content type application octet stream. That'll be edited from what it is currently. And if you want to do that en masse, you can, in the software, change the default HTTP headers, and you can add those two into here so they get applied automatically. Or indeed, you can select multiple files and you can add an HTTP header to multiple files as well. Really simple to do, really nice. Hope that's helpful. If you enjoyed this video, then give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, and a little bit different for the stuff from the stuff I normally do. And in the next video, I will be looking at the backup script that I created in order to transfer a backup of my home directory to Amazon S3. Catch you soon, bye.